Talk Tuesdays for the month of July. Pag-uusapan pa rin natin ang Americanization ng ating kulturang Pilipino at syempre ang ating pagkatao. Joining us for the last time, our distinguished panel of educators. Starting with Carolina San Juan, an adjunct professor at Cal State Dominguez Hills for Asian Pacific and Women's Studies. Her research focuses on popular entertainment including vaudeville and more recently comedy skits by Phil-Am YouTube celebrities. Kasama rin natin si JP de Guzman, postdoctoral scholar and lecturer at the University of California Center for New Racial Studies and UC Santa Barbara Department of the Asian American Studies naman. At kasama rin natin si Ojeda-Kimbrough, adjunct faculty at Cal State University Fullerton sa Asian American Studies program. And lastly, Enrique de la Cruz, Professor Emeritus of CSUN in the Asian American Studies Department. Okay, so last na natin pag-uusapan to dahil pinag-usapan na talaga natin, di ba? All throughout here on the show. Pero let's talk about the spaces for Americanization. Kasi sa Pilipinas, alam naman natin, Americanization is taking place all the time in the Philippines. Let's discuss how and when this happens. JP, what are your thoughts of Americanization taking place in the Philippines?
Well, I think that in many respects, it's become a greater deal of a two-way street given the huge use of social media in the Philippines. So it is a greater exchange today as opposed to historically.
I know that in the Philippines alone, when you say entertainment, and I know you specialize in this, Carolina, there's so much of, you can see it in film, in theater. People will flock to the Hollywood films as opposed to the Filipino films. People will flock towards, theater that has an American playwright. And, there are so many companies that are producing American content. So, I mean, it's happening until today, and even more so.
Well, it's happening all over the world.
Right.
Like when we talk about these American plays, these are like Disney productions. Well, that happens all over the world. But the very interesting thing that I look at in terms of popular entertainment is it's a way for the public, for society to theorize. When we say, yay, or we like, and make comments, that means we agree. And so it's really speaking to what we aesthetically find pleasurable, for better or for worse. Right? So it really goes back to this idea that there's something that is very globally seductive, right, about Western entertainment. And it's not just Filipinos. It's seductive all over the world. I mean, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm starting to look at YouTube because it's this space outside of Hollywood, right? Where people can insert themselves in different ways with great exposure, and then we're liking. I mean, we have Filipino-American YouTube stars with millions of followers, right? Like Christine Gambito is like
we love her.
Yeah,
Happy Slim.
She's the tourism representative of the Philippines.
Yes.
Right? And so as we start theorizing and moving out from underneath this cloud of Americanization, we're really starting to assert what we like outside of that.
That's right.
Like, I may not like that, but Happy Slips are really hilarious. Like.
Yes.
Right? And if a million of us keep liking
and sharing,
and it becomes viral, look at Mikey Bustos.
That's right.
From Canada, he's back in the Philippines. And
making a very good career.
A career back in the Philippines. And it's because we are publicly theorizing and making our aesthetic and what is pleasurable to us known. And we now have the means.
Yes, and the ways to do so. That's why it's so important, whenever we see a Filipino-American, we need to show Hollywood the traditional, sort of entertainment model that, we matter. We have a voice. We want more content like ours for us.
And when we don't like something, Adam Carolla, we don't like, right?
Exactly.
We're very
right.
Clear.
Or aloha.
Right,
or
right. We're very clear with our displeasure.
That's right.
And it's really a great way to keep an eye or an ear to how the general community, right, is reacting, right, and what we really do think about ourselves and how we do want to be represented. It's a great form of agency.
Okay, so to our to our first generations naman, matagal na nangyayari sa Pilipinas ito, di ba?
Matagal na. Well, let me take something, a different tact here.
Okay.
No? Kasi, Americanization in the Philippines, again, through, sabi nga na JP, commercialization, the commercial endeavors, and Hollywood. But on the other hand, hindi lang naman tayo yun eh, the whole world.
Oo, pero you have to admit that in the Philippines, palaging may Western counterpart. Oh, si Regine Velasquez,
Oh, yes.
ano yan, the Mariah Carey of the Philippines, di ba?
Correct,
Palaging may
right.
Western counterpart.
And in my generation, the Frank Sinatra.
Ayun
and
na,
King
oh,
Cole,
Michael,
no?
sino yun? Si De Mesa
Right.
is the Elvis Presley
yes,
of the
correct.
Philippines, di
Right,
ba?
that's my
Eddie Mesa.
generation.
Oo, so matagal nang
Oh,
nangyayari.
matagal na talaga, matagal
Nakalimutan ko na lahat yun.
Oo, di ba?
But let me take a counterattack. Kasi, okay, and nabanggit ni Carolina, no? Because of social media and the internet, no? And na-democratize, there is a democratization. You can insert yourself through social media and everything now. And so, in a sense, counteract or resist or make a counterpoint to the influence of Hollywood and American pop culture, no? But not quite in terms of bahag, no?
Oo, wag naman ganun
Wag
ka-shocking.
naman ka-shocking,
Oo.
no? But in any case, the insertion, no, where you define yourself now, to me, actually, yung ganon, yung social media and everything in the internet is now what I would call the Filipinization of Filipino-Americans. Yung mga pinanganak dito. Now they can connect to Filipinos in the
yes.
Philippines, yung mga cousins nila, kapatid nila.
oo.
And, you know, the sharing of social media is really amazing and
Yes.
its educational benefit.
Oo.
So,
The power of social media
Yeah.
really has taken over the world. Kaya sa lahat ng mga titos, titas, at lolos at lola na hindi pa marunong mag-social media, magpaturo na po tayo. Magpaturo tayo sa ano, di ba? Pipindot-pindot lang natin yan. Like, di ba?
Oo.
So,
At saka
kailangan
yung mga-
matuto tayo.
At saka yung mga taga-Pilipinas na na sinishare nila sa mga overseas, no?
Oo.
Siguro magiging konting selective sila para makita talaga. And this, like I said, there's a possibility of a Filipinization now.
Ayun. Parang Filipinization naman, hindi na Americanization.
Of the overseas Filipinos and their generation.
All right. So when we return, pag-uusapan pa rin natin to. We'll wrap it up because this is our last show when we return on Kababayan Today.